Hi, I am pleased to share with you my experience and knowledge in the teaching profession. Please tell us about yourself. What are your interests and hobbies? My name is Paul Donko, a professional teacher in the Ghana Education Service. I have been in the teaching profession for almost 5 years now, currently teaching the senior high school. I am married to Miss Harriet Chubuatin with two kids. My interests and hobbies are making new friends, playing of football, reading of motivational books. Are you involved in extracurricular activities that you coach or supervise? Yes, I am a member of the Science and Maths quiz in my school, who see to it that students are well prepared and trained to contest with other schools in science and maths in the national level. Why did you decide to become a teacher for the subject for which you are applying? Passion. I love teaching. Right in the elementary school, I was very good in maths. So I got inspired by my maths teachers. And 2 days, I got to find out I have the skills and love and decided to move further to learn or upgrade myself. After which I came back to teach in the senior high. And that is why I am a teacher. Are you currently employed as a teacher? Yes, I am a teacher in the Ghana Education Service, currently teaching senior high school, grade 10, 11, and 12. How many hours per day do you teach and how many days per week? I teach 4 hours per day and 5 days per week. Describe your teaching experience. What subject have you taught and at what grade level? Teaching, I've been in the teaching profession for almost 5 years, and teaching has been a very challenging one, yet very rewarding. I do find every challenge in the teaching profession as an opportunity for me to grow and learn new things. I have been a consistent teacher for the past 5 years, teaching grade 6 and then jumping to grade 10, 11, and 12. Why? In the sense that for the first 2 years of my teaching, I was in the elementary school where I spent 2 years teaching grade 6, after which I took on study leave to upgrade myself in the university, after which I came back into the teaching profession to continue with the teaching where I was assigned grade 10, 11, and 12. And that is what currently I'm doing in the senior high school. Describe other work experience you have had beside teaching. I have never had any work experience aside teaching, and currently I'm doing the teaching in the senior high school. I'm teaching mathematics. Have you ever worked in the United States? No. If so, when, where, and why? I've never worked in the United States, and if given the opportunity, this will be my first time of working in the United States. What do you hope to be doing professionally 5 years from now? I love teaching, so I wouldn't like to move from this profession. And I wish that in the 5 years, or I hope to be in the teaching profession 5 years from now. If I were to talk to several of your colleagues, how would they describe your personality? My colleagues normally tell me I have a strong personality in the sense that I know what is right and what is wrong. Again, I'm a very genuine person, uh, which they are easily uh, to get along with, and then very sociable to them. What would your students say about you? My students normally tell me that they are in love with my subject because I make mathematics real to them, very fun, because of the teaching materials I engage and the methodologies. They make them rush to my class whenever I am teaching. And again, too, when it comes to class control, they tell me that I'm very disciplined. Why? Because I don't allow them to make noise. How do you prepare to teach your lesson? Before I go to class, I make sure I prepare for the entire week. The topics I'll be teaching within the week, I prepare them. And then look out for the right material that will be appropriate for each of the topic, and then the appropriate methodology to apply to engage the student. And then after everything said and done, the evaluation I'll use to assess the student. So these are the things I use or I prepared with before I go to class. How would your lesson plan include? So what would your lesson plan include? Every good and perfect lesson plan contains the topic of the lesson, the subtopic, the relevant previous knowledge, what we call the RPK, the specific objectives, the teaching learning material, the methodology, the core points, the evaluation, and the remarks. Think about a class that you have taught recently. Talk about two of the teaching strategies or methods that you use. Recently, I was teaching grade 12, and the topic I was teaching was construct how to construct 60 degrees angle. So what I employed was demonstration and a guided activity. So demonstration, I personally demonstrated how to construct the 60 degrees angle using the protractor, the rule, and the divider. And with the help of the marker board, I did the illustration. So when I finished, I called some of the students to come in front and also demonstrate to their colleagues students if really they have understood. After which, I also applied or came in with a guided activity where I went through the class to each and every student, guiding them to construct a 60 degrees or seeing to it that they have done the right thing in the class. What method do you use to grade or evaluate your students' progress? In my school, for instance, what we use is the diagnostic approach, the formative method, and the summative approach. The diagnostic approach is it comes in 5 minutes before the lesson begins, and it is intended to revise the people's previous knowledge. And the formative assessment is within the week or in the course of the instruction period, what you apply that is giving them exercises, assignment, homeworks. And then lastly, the summative assessment, that is at the end of the lesson, we give the student a test to climax all that we have taught within the term to ascertain whether they have really understood the concept or the topic within the term. If you use technology in your teaching, describe how you use it, specifically discuss your experience using a smart board and ways that you incorporate it into your lessons. Unfortunately, we don't have smart boards or we don't use smart boards in my school, but what we use is a projector and then marker board. So the projector comes in when we want to show the video and pictures, or we use that to explain the concept to the student. So it serves as an audiovisual, and also uh, the students are very interested with that. Whenever we use the projector, the class become quiet. It looks like they are watching movie. So it controls the class. So that's why we apply that in our classroom or incorporate in our teaching. And also the marker board, that's when I want to do any calculation. So I use the marker board to calculate maths to the student. And then the projector as an audio visual to show the shape, pictures, and any song to the student. If you have a student who are noisy or non-attentive, share with us two ways you get them to be quiet and concentrate. If my student is non-attentive or not concentrating, what I do is I go straight to him, look at his face. For a moment, he will realize that he's making noise, so he'll stop. Or call the child in front and designate work to the child so that to keep him from not making noise. If the noise persists, what I do is I change the position from its original to the next position so that they don't infect the other student with noise or disrupt the class with noise. So these are the strategies I use to make students concentrate or control the classroom. Describe the most difficult problem you have had to deal with as a teacher, and how did you solve this problem? In fact, when one of the most difficult problem I had was when I was assigned to a population of 100 students. It was very disruptive and then very difficult to handle them because of the noise here and there. So what I did was divided the class into two groups, and according to the time apportion, I taught them in turn within the time frame, so that the less privileged student will at least gain something before uh, before the lesson was over. Give one example to show that you are a flexible person and that you can make changes to your teaching and method if that is necessary. As I already said, I was first posted to elementary to teach for 2 years, after which I came back to the senior high to handle grade 10, 11, and 12. All these grades have different varieties of cognitive ideas, or the students over there are different. They are not the same. Grade 6 cognitive level is not cannot be compared to grade 10, 11, and 12. And all these grades comes with different varieties of ideas and methodology or teaching materials to deal with. So having gotten this experience, I'm capable of making changes in any class that I'll be posted to or be sent to. I have the ideas and knowledge to handle them with the right methodology, the right teaching materials. Is there anything you would like to add about your qualification that we may not be aware of? No. The only qualification I have is a teaching qualification, and that is what I have posted in the Phases portal. Have you spoken to your family about going to the United States to teach? Yes, I've spoken to them and they are aware of it, that I'm preparing to come to the United States. Is there anything such as family member that might object to your leaving home? No, my family members are very supportive and praying that I will be selected in this exchange program. Are you aware that your family members may not join you here until approximately 4 to 6 weeks after your arrival? Yes, I'm aware of it. That they cannot join me until 4 to 6 weeks. Do you understand that and accept that Phases is a 5 year program, and after 5 years you must return to your home country? Do you agree to that? Yes, I agree to that. That after 5 years I have to come back to my home country to help them with the experience and knowledge I have got in the United States. Thank you for your time. Uh, uh, I'm waiting to speak with you about teaching mathematics in your school.